Remember the boy that Sandra Bullock and Jesse James adopted 15 years ago? What happened to him now? This kid was abandoned by his biological parents 15 years ago and placed in an orphanage soon after birth. But luck granted him an opportunity. Sandra Bullock and Jesse James, one of Hollywood's most wealthy and renowned couples at the time, adopted Louis. Since then, his life has been radically changed. So, what is the story of this fortunate boy? How has his life turned out, and how does he look today? Sandra Bullock, known as America's sweetheart, became famous for her charm and talent. She rose to fame in Speed and won an Oscar for The Blind Side. She has won major awards like a Golden Globe and an Oscar and was named one of People's 50 Most Beautiful People 3 times. Beyond acting, Sandra is a smart businesswoman and philanthropist. Her hit movies, including Gravity and The Proposal, have made her worth over $250 million. Sandra's personal life changed dramatically when she married Jesse James on July 16, 2005. Jesse, well known for his television show Monster Garage, is a motorbike builder. Their wedding was a quiet and lovely ceremony held on a ranch in Santa Barbara, California, for close relatives and friends. Sandra Bullock seemed to have it all: fame, success, and a family. Despite everything, something important was missing. Sandra had always wanted to be a mother, but as she grew older, having her own kids seemed increasingly unlikely. It wasn't something she actively discussed, but anybody could see it. The desire to be a mother was present. So, in 2006, she and her husband took a life-changing decision. They would adopt. The journey was not quick. The couple began the adoption procedure in 2007, which took several years. But in January 2010, at 45, Sandra's dream finally came true. She welcomed a tiny, 3.5-month-old boy named Louis into her world. Louis spent his early months in an orphanage, waiting for a family. His parents had abandoned him, and he had no idea what his future held. But when Sandra adopted him, everything changed. From the moment they met, it felt like they had always been together. "He's perfect," Sandra said. "It's like he's always been part of our lives." Just as she embraced motherhood, Sandra faced heartbreak. News broke that her husband, Jesse James, had cheated on her. In the middle of the media chaos, she focused on protecting Louis. With her newborn in her arms, Sandra made a promise, not to let her pain affect him. "Babies feel everything. My job was to keep his world happy and safe." Even with all the troubles, Sandra stayed focused on being a good mom to Louis. In March 2010, she and Jesse separated, and by June, their divorce was final. After that, Sandra raised Louis on her own. Louis grew up happy, curious, and smart, and Sandra was so proud of him. She loved how he saw the world, his kindness, and the little things, like hugging her and saying, "I love you, Mama." Those moments made her sure that adopting him was the best choice she ever made. But Louis isn't just kind and funny. Sandra says he's also very sensitive and wise beyond his years. "He's like Shecky Green, a Jewish Catskills comic," Sandra joked in 2018. "He's wise and kind. I saw that when they handed him to me. There was a spiritual bigness to him. I was like, I hope I don't F that up." Sandra has always been amazed by the little things Louis says and does. Even as a child, he seemed to understand deep things about life. Because of this, Sandra values his advice, even about her career. She once shared on Jimmy Kimmel Live that Louis told her not to take a movie role. She was unsure at first but decided to trust him. Later, when the movie came out and didn't do well, she realized he had been right. As Sandra and Louis grew closer, her life took another happy turn in 2015. She fell in love with photographer Brian Randall. Their relationship stayed private, and Brian became a caring father figure for Louis. Over time, he played the same role for Sandra's adopted daughter, Layla. That same year, Sandra adopted Layla, a little girl from foster care. Wanting to be the best mom, She took classes to learn how to support children who had been through hard times. From the moment Layla met her new brother, Louis, they shared a special bond. Louis, who had once felt alone himself, understood what it meant to need someone. He quickly became Layla's protector, making sure she felt safe and loved. Sandra remembers a family gathering when Layla got overwhelmed by the noise and people. She went to a quiet corner, looking scared. Louis noticed right away. Without a word, he walked over, knelt beside her, and gently said, "You're not alone. I'm right here." Now, Louis is 15 and Layla is 13. They've grown up away from the public eye. Louis, once a shy boy, is now into sports and technology, while Layla loves school and animals. Sandra has put her kids first, stepping away from Hollywood to focus on giving them a stable and loving home, far from the spotlight.